Hey guys, this is Bears at 755. Welcome back. Glad to have you here today. As always, if you like today's message, please be sure to comment in the Facebook section below. Share it, like it. Tell some friends about the message. I'd love to have more people here. Comment on other people's posts. You don't have to just comment on what we say here. Love to hear your opinion, and I like to interact with you as well. So post some comments, I'll comment back, and let's have some fun with it. Anyhow, today I want to talk a little bit about taking action. In fact, I want to dive a little bit into it more than maybe usual. You know, have you ever been to one of those races where it's sort of like, you know, you've got a family picnic going on, you have different kinds of race. You have that three-legged man race and different types of activities. Well, you know the one where you carry an egg on a spoon and you've got to gingerly walk so you don't drop that egg, and as soon as the egg drops and falls, you're out. You know what game I'm talking about, right? I think that is how many of us take action. We take action so gingerly. We are so afraid of making a mistake, of letting that egg drop, that what ends up happening is we drop the egg anyway, or we don't take enough action to get ourselves to be successful. So if you took that egg in the spoon and you ran as hard as you could, and you let the force of gravity hold that egg in the spoon and take you across the finish line, you'd have a chance of winning. But when you walk so gingerly, every little thing that you step on is going to jostle that egg. You know what I'm talking about. You've done that maybe with other things in life. It's a metaphor we're using, but you know that's seems to be how we go through life. We've got to go, when we take action, we've got to go full on bore forward with it. About 15 years ago, I was a high school band director. I was a high school band director for many years. And one of the challenges I had was having some of my students take that type of action because they were young, but to take that type of action where they would be successful. Because if you don't put enough behind what you're doing, if there's not enough guts behind it, if there's not enough decisiveness behind it, there's that believe, decide, and act. If there's not that decisiveness behind your actions, then you're not going to be successful. A great example is a trumpet player. A trumpet player, one of the hallmarks of a great trumpet player in a marching band is when they can play that super, super high note. And they can play it so clearly and they nail it. So it can be heard for miles around. It's an exciting point. It's the climax usually in a piece of music out on a football field when a marching band is playing. And if they miss it, it ruins the whole feeling, right? Well, most trumpet players at that age are afraid of missing that note. So what happens is they hold back. They're afraid that if they miss it, it'll be too loud and heard by everyone, so they hold back. And by doing that, they actually increase their chances of missing that note. They've got to go full on board to hit that note, and we've got to do the same thing with our actions. What about a ski jumper? When a ski jumper is going to do that, you know, they go down that long, you've seen it in the Olympics, they go down that long, long hill, and at the end they leap forward and you see them shoot forward like this with their bodies and their skis are out. What is it that they're doing? They're putting their all into it. They want to get the most distance out of that as possible. They want to put every ounce of energy, every ounce of force, all of their body, everything, all of their momentum into that jump so that when they land the furthest distance and they can have a great, great score in that. So we need to do the same thing with our actions. Are you doing that? Are you going down that slope as fast as you can and shooting off the end of that ramp with everything you have, with all the momentum you can possibly muster and all the decisiveness you have behind you to push you as far as you can possibly go? Or are you holding back because you're afraid maybe at the end you won't make it? Well, you're simply making that conclusion ahead of time. You're deciding to miss it by not going full on bore. So there's another decision we made. We either make a decision to move forward full on bore, or that other decision to go gingerly with that egg in the spoon, where if we fail, we quit and we lose. Don't worry about your failures. Failures will be there. Ski jumpers miss. They crash and burn sometimes. Fortunately, we don't have to have that type of crash and burn. But if you fear that failure, if you fear that mistake, you're never going to give it your full on bore, full out momentum to go as far as you can. It's so important to act. Action means action. It doesn't mean gingerly. It means full on bore action. And that's how we want to approach everything that we do. That's our message for today. Remember, like bathing, motivation doesn't last. That's why we need to do both every day. This is Behraj Jahanian saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next time. Have a greater day, everyone.